do this. Oh.
Live outside of Bridgestone. Thank you to Autograph, who helped us come up here to Nashville. Remember, download the Autograph app. We're about to react to the Auburn game before Alabama plays tonight. Autograph app is free. Just put in your email address and the code TNR, and we'll get some great college stories, and you'll get some great college podcasts and news conferences, all for your favorite team. It's right there with Autograph. We're outside of Bridgestone, where Auburn has just manhandled South Carolina again.
Yeah, what a game.
Yeah, so it
for
worked.
The Auburn Tigers.
It worked that way again. Jump into the chat room. We will get to some of your comments and stuff, and Taylor's going to read through the chat as the comments start to roll in. We appreciate you guys being with us a lot throughout our basketball season coverage. I understand the angle. We are outside across the street from the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum. We are side stage on the Fan Fest that is going on, and a beer garden concert that is ongoing. Because of the ongoing basketball, we cannot broadcast from inside. So colder in Nashville than one would expect, right?
It was warm yesterday.
Yeah.
It was warm earlier, but yeah, it is chilly and very cold inside because where were we?
Von Braun in Huntsville.
It is over an ice rink.
Yep.
But the first thing that I noticed at halftime was there were 23 fouls in the first half combined.
Oh yeah. The basketball, the way the college game is officiated now, it is not a tremendous fluid game anymore.
But so, I mean, at one point this season, I don't know.
You can't play defense. You can't play defense anymore.
But Auburn was averaging 10 fouls a game.
Yeah.
At one point. Yeah. I'm not saying that's the case anymore, but
it depends on where you what officiating crew you get, but it's hard to stop anybody from going to the basket anymore. They will call you with the ticky-tacky foul when you're not even making the contact. It's hard. Dylan Cardwell got into that situation today. He got into some foul trouble early on and set out for a while. Janai tweaked lower left leg something, but then he came back in after putting a little sleeve on it and hit a couple of threes, and then everything felt good for him.
Yeah, he's been at that point. He's been shooting from deep more often. And I don't know if it was in a press conference or if it was one of y'all talking. I can't remember who it was, but someone said that's not the typical play that you would expect from him. But if he's hitting shots, let him keep taking them.
This does look like we're the Giants on this. Go Cats. And Bridgestone is very small, but that's Bridgestone behind us. Kentucky fans making their way in. They're about to get going. Little T is going to give us the comments here. I will just say this. We've already sent it out on our social media platform. But when we're done here live, go and listen to our conversation with Chad Baker-Mazzara.
He's a character.
Inside the locker room, which is why we're a little late doing this. We were out in the Auburn locker room, and we had a good conversation with Chad Baker-Mazzara. It is worth the listen. It'll take you about 2.5 minutes, but
it's funny.
And I think it's a good insight into what this basketball team is all about.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so go check that out when we're done here. Get some comments, and let's talk about the game a little bit. 12 noon tomorrow, Mississippi State in the semifinals.
All right, let's start with Ryan. When Auburn plays good defense, they're scary. I agree.
Yeah, that's Bruce Pearl's calling card, though, right? And I don't know about you guys as you watch this. I felt like, I don't want to call South Carolina lazy, but I've seen South Carolina play 3 games in person now, in Tuscaloosa, where they got their eyes beat out, in Neville, where they got their eyes beat out worse, and then here today on a big stage where they got their eyes beat out again. And they look so lazy. And LT and Brownie keep talking about, and I know they finished this in the standings, and they've been nationally ranked, and they were picked to finish last, and Lamont's the SEC Coach of the Year. But the 3 games I've seen in person, they look like they look lazy. They look lazy against Auburn. Auburn out-hustled them on everything today.
Well, and that kind of, who just said, Josh, the bench really showed up. Depth was the difference. So this was talked about. I think it was Steven talked about it on Tuesday maybe. And I was saying, that is what is, the first game will be the hardest. But as tournaments go on, typically teams get more tired. But because Auburn has such a deep roster, that will hopefully be, one of their strong suits is the fact that their guys won't be quite as run down as maybe some of the other teams because of how many minutes the bench can play.
They play 10 strong, and even when Cardwell gets in trouble, Janai Broom's in there. So when Janai gets in trouble, Cardwell's in there. Chaney Johnson had 10 today. Aiden hit 50% of his shots. He was 4 of 8 today. And if you get him being able to be as fast and as good as he is with the basketball, just 3 turnovers in the first half. Anytime you can go 3 turnovers in a half, that's going to get you off to a good start. And it's set up earlier today for Auburn to play their way into Sunday with Mississippi State upsetting Tennessee. Not that Auburn couldn't beat Tennessee. They almost did it in Knoxville.
Yeah.
But it's much easier for them to handle Mississippi State than I think it would have been Tennessee. And then you get a championship game on Sunday. And I think one thing's for sure that Auburn, there was some BS from Jerry Palm earlier today that maybe Auburn was on his 5 line. Well, if you're playing on Saturday and then into Sunday of the SEC, there's no way you're on the 5 line. You're a 4, maybe even play your way to a 3. You get some more comments. I'll say one more thing. Also at half, speaking about defense, and I forget who asked about the defense, Michi Johnson, their best scorer, 0 points at halftime.
Oh, yeah, you sent that out on Twitter, right?
I 0 points. So when you take away arguably their best player, and he is playing, not injured, and he's got 0, then hats off to the coaching staff who had that scout ready to go, and you took Michi out of the game. That was big for Auburn.
That's what I saw right before we came up here. I saw a quote from, I guess, the press conference after the game that said, it sounded like Bruce gave a lot of credit to Steven for his scouting job and said he missed nothing. So I guess that was discussed. Where was this? Okay. What are the chances that we can see in Auburn-Alabama championship game?
Well, Alabama, I think, obviously has a much tougher road now that Tennessee's out of the way. And right now, I think Auburn's just a little bit better of a basketball team than Alabama down the stretch. But Ryland Griffin shot at shoot-around today. Alabama will try to go 4 guards. Somebody gave us fireworks. Way to go. Four guards. They'll try to go back to that where they were pretty good earlier and just try to outscore people and not worry about their defense. I don't know. I mean, you have to be Florida, probably Kentucky to get there, but it's a chance. It's a chance. I'm more interested when we get to the NCAA tournament, how healthy Alabama can be and how Auburn can. I was just talking to Justin Hokanson that the scariest game for this Auburn team may be like it was in the Final Four year. That first game when they barely beat New Mexico State.
Yeah.
And then their personality sort of settled in and they got on a roll. This team is nothing but, so much talent, but they are just overflowing with personality. If they get into that tournament and get going, maybe like they just did in this one here today, but next week at the NCAA tournament on Thursday or Friday, if they get going in that first game, if it's a 4-12, if it's a 3, what is that? 3-14 or 4-13, 5-12. So 3-14. If it's a 3-14 or 4-13.
You're just saying numbers at this point.
Yeah, they just because you're so cold, you're shaking.
I am shaking. It's
okay, we'll keep it short. Couple more comments and then we'll end it. Thank you to Anchor. The QR code's in the corner right there. Autograph. QR code's right there in the corner. Thank you to our friends at Autograph. Hit that QR code or just download Autograph. Help us out. Use the code TNR, and that'll keep little Taylor warm.
Yeah, that will keep me from freezing.
Yeah.
Isn't it KD Johnson's last year? He has one more year of eligibility.
So does Janai Broom.
I hope that Janai stays. I think that there's a better chance of Janai being back next year than KD.
Really?
Yep.
I don't know if KD has any more time. I know Janai Broom does.
He has 1 year.
I think Janai's starting to show a little outside game that makes him a little attractive to the pros. But with NIL, you can you can make a little money in college now too. So open up the NIL coffers and keep all of the guys that want to stay. Why would you want to break this team up? They're sort of rolling together.
And Dylan, Dylan has another year as well.
Yep.
I don't know. I haven't heard decisions on any of these people, which I'm sure.
Oh, it's too early for decisions.
We won't, but that is my thought.
We appreciate the 400 plus who are watching now. Thumbs up helps us out a lot too, and we appreciate that. And that next round live on all our social media platforms, this young lady right here is kicking out unbelievable content from up here, including some great stuff from Florida's win last night to get them into that matchup with Alabama that's happening coming up later tonight, late night, somewhere between 8:30 and 9 o'clock at Bridgestone. But you see the sea of blue continuing to walk by us here as they're moving in for their game, which goes at 6 o'clock here tonight. So in about 20 minutes, they will be out there, and Big Blue Nation has taken over Bridgestone. And by the way, tickets become more available now if you want to drive up tomorrow as an Auburn fan, 12 noon, or an Alabama fan if they win tonight for the 3 o'clock tip, because Tennessee had a big amount of tickets, and they're all gone now. So you can get them on the cheap.
All right. Which we touched on this a little bit earlier, but everything else we've kind of covered.
Bama's in trouble.
Bama's in trouble. I think you've expressed a little bit of concern. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Well, my hands are shaking.
Only because I think Florida is that good of a basketball team.
I think
Florida could easily be a Sweet 16 team and go further. The problem is with Florida is you're not peaking at the right time. You played a horrible game against Vandy, lost the last regular season game, and then you looked sloppy last night and was lucky to beat a pretty bad Georgia team. Now, I think they're too talented to play 3 bad games in a row, which they probably got off the bad stuff last night, which means they'll probably be pretty good tonight against Alabama.
We only have 3.5 hours till we find out.
Is it still that long?
2.5.
Yeah, still 2.5 hours. It's been a long day. Give me one more.
One more?
Give me one more.
Okay.
Pick anybody.
Let's see.
A lot of people agreeing with us. What's Bobby saying? Bobby's usually got something to say.
What caused more destruction? Oh, wait. That might be
inappropriate?
No, not inappropriate, but I think it might be about I don't know. Okay. We'll check back later. It was what caused more destruction to the state of South Carolina, Auburn, or I think a war. So that could be a sensitive topic. Sorry, I don't know. We've gone through. It's a lot of repeat.
A lot of people saying I should give you my hoodie.
No.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening. Jimmy Old gets colder than she does.
When we go back inside, I'll be fine. Oh, wait, this is kind of funny. I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm just going to read it. Colin Burry Boyle said he woke up and felt dangerous. 4 points, 1 rebound. That just made me laugh. Thank you, Troy.
I will tell you, I'll just tell you, go watch the interview with Chad Baker-Mazzara, and you'll see a lot of the motivation that this team has. We talked about what motivates them, how their personalities helps this team, and I think it's an insightful interview. So go check that out on our social media platforms at Next Round Live. It's on Instagram. Twitter now.
It's on the most is posted on Twitter right now. Still working on getting it out everywhere else, but yes, Twitter.
All right. She's Taylor Corn. I'm Jim Dunaway. Thank you to our friends at Autograph. QR code there, or you can just go right to your app store. Autograph. Download it. Email address, and the promo code is TNR, and that gets you some great content. You check an Auburn box, and you get all the Auburn content, Alabama content, Kentucky content, whatever you need to do. Thank you, Autograph, and thank you to the GOAT Tom Brady who helped create Autograph. We appreciate you so much. We'll be back after the Alabama game again tonight. Just want to put a cap on the day, and then one post-game show tomorrow, either after the Auburn game or at the conclusion of the Alabama game if they both happen to be in there. Enjoy basketball. We're in the Music City on what is colder than expected. What is this, a Friday night?
Yeah, it's Friday.
Friday night.
A truly Friday night in Music City.
Thank you. Thumbs up, and God bless you all.
See y'all.